was a competitive gymnast turned coach, married a farmer. That farmer said to me one day, hey, I would really like to have some vegetables at dinner instead of hormel chili. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be rough.
See, she grew up in a gym. I grew up very domestic. I know how to sew. I know how to do all that stuff. And when we got married, I was like, she didn't know how to cook.
I did not know how to cook. Okay, it is okay.
The smoke detector was the dinner bell.
Okay, true story. 3 o'clock in the morning, the smoke detector is going off and everyone stays asleep. So does that tell you how many times my smoke detector went off? I said, y'all, I am not up cooking at 3 in the morning. They're like, wow.
She actually pulled a knife on me when I tried to show her how to cook.
Get out of the kitchen. A year later, I'm like, could you come back in the kitchen? Long story short, he wanted some cauliflower. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Of all the vegetables you want me to cook you, it's a cauliflower? So y'all know that Velveeta cheese, or what's that Cheese Whizzy stuff that you spray? Hey, it works. You just smother that puppy over every piece of vegetable you want, and it'll go down right past the gag reflex, okay? That worked. I went from hormel chili to juicing my own wheatgrass in my own sunroom within about 15 years.
And our children survived.
And our children actually survived. They probably have a little PTSD today because they couldn't have anything to eat until they drank their wheatgrass. All right, but there's hope for those of you hormel chili fans out here, okay? So fast forward, I ended up being able to go to what I like to call my mother-in-law's school of dirt. She knew everything. She taught all her boys, her girls to sew, to can, to garden, to farm. Listen, there was no outsourcing of anything, right? She went through the Depression. She really took me under her wing. I loved it. I started to learn where my food came from. I started to learn that I could actually garden. I started to learn that I could make something from scratch. Please don't have me cook for you today, though, okay? He is still the cook. Can make you an awesome soup, bone soup, and I can get you some wheatgrass.
You make the best soup.
I know. I make great soup. You can cook everything else. So I went through for 30 years. And this is where, how many of you guys know Jess Sowards? Okay, a few of you. She has this little saying, I don't even know if she coined it, but your waiting room is your classroom. So for 30 years, if you were to go read my journals, you would see time after time, I'm saying in there, I want to educate, Lord. I want to educate. I want to teach people all of these sustainable practices. If my kids read them, they'd probably be like, Lord, could you please answer this prayer already? It's been 30 years. But 30 years is a good spot to be in. I apparently wasn't ready. So fast forward up 30 years, we began homesteading maybe 10 to 15 years into that, and I began to learn more and more and more. That created such a passion in me. Our heart is to equip others, regardless of if it's around health and nutrition, whether it's around building skills, mechanical skills, or if it's all around sustainability. That's our heart, at the bottom base of everything. We're teachers. I homeschooled all my kids for 27 years, back when it was a little bit illegal, kind of under the radar a little bit. So I'm a teacher at heart, and this is my passion. So with this is the East Tennessee Homestead Alliance. An alliance is a locking arms together, a way to come together for one mutual cause. And that cause is to become community reliant, sustainable, and to take that and equip this next generation. I'm seeing some young people in the crowd today. This is your future, friends. If we're not taking the time to pour into the next generation, and they don't have to be this young, right? It can be your own peers. I'm seeing some beautiful older people in the crowd today. If we don't take this time, we're going to lose. We're going to lose the heritage skills. We're going to lose the sustainability, and we don't have time for that. Can I get an amen?
The state's going to take care of us.
No, they're not. So we kind of live in a disposable society, am I right? I'm going to be truly honest with you. Putting this festival on is no small feat. And we've had a few hiccups. That's okay. That is life. One of my favorite terms is, if that didn't work, I'm just going to pivot. If I don't have a speaker show up, I'm going to pivot. Y'all might get me. right? I'll have a volunteer show up, I'm gonna pivot.
Every day's a school day.
Every day's a school day, and it's gonna be okay. So we wanna move through building that community with you guys, taking that out into everywhere here, into this East Tennessee region, so that we can continue this model going forward. With what we have here is so special. There's, as far as I know, there's nothing like this in the East Tennessee region. Has anybody been to, besides you, Joel, wherever you are, has anybody been to, and besides you, Janelle, another Homestead Festival that's, fairly, oh, look at that, awesome. So there's some, out in Virginia, there's, Rory's got one out in, thank you. But there wasn't anything here. So this is my hope, is that we're gonna grow. You're gonna invite your friends, your family, your people next year, because we will be here next year.
In September.
In September, it'll be cooler. Hopefully harvest will be done, because I'm about to go home and probably find a lot of work to do. Everybody else is too, right? All my tomatoes and cucumbers and beans are hitting right now. But the beauty is that we get to gather together for this weekend for some incredible teaching, some immersion into community, okay? Get to know your neighbor, please. Get to know your neighbor here today. And I hope you guys really enjoy being here for this weekend. Let me see if I have anything else. Let me go back to this real quick. How many of you do not have what you want to call a homestead, or it's something you're still dreaming about and you're here to learn? Nice, good. Did you know you can homestead on your little kitchen window? You can. And just keep growing. Keep learning. Add one more skill. Add one more thing that you're going to do. Start simple. I'm telling you.
You all heard of a green thumb. Well, initially my wife had a brown thumb. And then when the plant started dying because she didn't water it, then she wouldn't water it anymore for dying.
So I started these radishes at home. They're in those little Dollar Tree towers. I put them in my room. And one of my volunteers is staying with us, and she just sent me a picture. She's like, I think we need to give this one a proper burial. Throw it like this. If you've been waiting on that homestead, on that dream, just keep putting one more foot in front of the other. It's going to come, okay? It could be that you're just not ready. It could be that your land's not ready yet. It could be that the two of you just haven't crossed paths yet, and that's all. So everybody can learn, right? And that's why you're here. Oh, y'all are a tough crowd. That is why you're here, right? Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Make your waiting room your classroom.
That's right. We're making our waiting room our classroom. So with that said, we have a full speaker panel over here on the chalkboard. One of the speakers was very ill and had to bow out, so we will be changing out the salt. It's the one about salt for tomorrow. And our chicken processing guy is actually going to be talking about, I think, small flock chickens. I forget. So just so that you know that. We also have we were having a sourdough demonstration. Unfortunately, they all came down with pneumonia. Oh. So they will not, their entire family. So that demonstration will not be going on. So just want to let you guys know that. I have not been able to go into the app and update that. And last but not least, who bought raffle tickets? I did. Okay, y'all, have you seen the raffles we're raffling off? Lodge gave us some cast iron Dolly wood. If you flip them over, it's Dolly Parton on the back. We have yard plucker bird, tons of t-shirts and stuff. But we also have the big yard bird plucker.
Yes.
You do not want to miss out on that, okay? Just saying. So there's quite a few over there, and we're getting ready to do the raffle. So if I can have this, run over to the little swag tent and grab me the clear bowl. All right, y'all, get your raffle tickets out, because we're about to raffle off. So for the,
I don't think so. It should be at the end. I didn't even know we could buy raffle tickets.
You were walking around. Hey, Joey.
All right, I'm gonna send the boss over there to grab those, a couple raffle prizes. So we're gonna raffle off the, we have some, thank you, babe. You can stay up here, Vanna White. We're gonna raffle off the Yardbird shirts first, and then we have a Homestead, oh my word, what's my words? No, it's not Homestead Education. It's basically a Homestead Education curriculum. So if you end up winning that and you're not a homeschooler, gift it to a friend, okay? So we're gonna do that. Steve's gonna bring those back here. A couple other things we have. We have the Azure canning jars. We have Roots and Harvest actually gave us these canning holders. So you know how when you, okay, this is part of what I do. I'm a canning teacher. When you put your canning jars on your shelf, you don't ever want to stack your jars, right? You can hurt the seal. So in the old days, we put a piece of cardboard right there, take the ring off, stick your other jar on top, right? Well, they're fancy today, y'all, because apparently people are getting into homesteading. So Roots and Harvest sent us these containers that you can put your jars in, put it on. I guess they were having people say, hey, I want to transport these, and I don't want them clinking together and all that stuff, so you can take them camping, you can take them on vacation. We'll be raffling those off today. We also have Homestead. Anybody know, I'm blanking out on her name, Janelle. Thank you, Kaylee. Kaylee gave us some Homestead stuff for the raffle today too, and I'm pretty sure she has a coupon in there for her course that she's doing with Jill. Thank you. Y'all gotta be in my brain this morning. Thank you. All right. Okay. All right, and then lastly, we talked about Lehman.